Early voting in Georgia has seen a record turnout despite new state voting laws that Democrats have criticized as restrictive. I want to bring in Georgia's Secretary of State, Republican Brad Raffensperger, for more on that. Brad, thank you for being here. Stacey Abrams, running for governor right now, the Democratic candidate for governor. In a big debate last night, she said that high early voter turnout doesn't mean that barriers to accessing the ballot box don't exist. She said thousands of Georgians were denied their right to vote in 2018, despite record turnout in that election, too. What's your response to that?
Well, I've been the Secretary of State since 2019, and we have record registrations and record turnout. In fact, we've been recognized by both organizations, nonprofit bipartisan groups on the left side and also on the right side. The Center for Election Innovation and Research just recognized that we're one of the top states for voter accessibility. Likewise, Heritage on the right side has said the same thing. We right now have passed 1,660,000 people who voted early, and less than 0.06, less than 1,000 people have had their ballots rejected, absentee ballots, for some cause that could possibly be it. So it's never been easier to vote in Georgia, and you're seeing that in the turnout numbers that we have right now.
Brad, when will early votes be tallied? And do you think we could see a red or blue mirage, so to speak, where one party appears to be ahead on election night before the rest of the votes are then counted?
What we've done in Georgia is obviously as soon as we're done on election night, we press the button to do all the tabulation. So the early votes will be done fairly quickly. The election day votes, that'll be finished up, and that'll come right after that. But the absentee voting, what we're doing right now is the counties will be doing all the pre-scanning of that. So they're already will do the pre-scanning of all those absentee ballots. So all they have to do is press the tabulation button. So we think we'll have relatively early results. Now, the challenge that we could have is that some elections are so close that we won't be able to report on individual races. And we don't know what those races will be, but we'll get results much sooner. But you also, if you look at our numbers right now, percentage of absentee voting is back to our historical average, about 6 to 7% versus to 25% we had during COVID. And when you have absentee ballots of 25%, it just takes longer to tabulate it. Since we're back to 6 or 7, we'll go through that relatively quick.
And Brad, you've pushed back on false claims that the 2020 election was stolen. What's your message to voters who may be concerned about the integrity of this election?
Oh, in Georgia, we know that you're going to have an honest and fair election. We have photo ID for all forms of voting. We have 17 days of early voting. We have election day voting. All of it is supported by photo ID. So it's secure. You know who the voters are that are showing up to vote. We make sure we have accurate voter rolls, and we update that objectively, not subjectively. And we make sure that everyone has an opportunity to vote. I want everyone to understand, because we have photo ID, we have a verifiable paper ballot, your vote is secure, your vote counts. And we're encouraging everyone to get out to vote. This is the last week of early voting, and next Tuesday will be the big day.
Brad, 60% of Americans will have an election denier, meaning someone who says the election was stolen, on the ballot this election cycle. Some of them are running to be in positions like yours that oversee elections. We've also heard some candidates not say whether or not they will accept the results if they lose. How concerned are you about that?
Well, what I'll tell you is that my pledge to my people of Georgia, the voters of Georgia, and all citizens of Georgia, is I will accept the results of this race. Win or lose, I accept the results, because I know we have honest and fair elections. And I encourage anyone that's running for the office of Secretary of State, I encourage anyone that's running for any office in America to accept the will of the people. I understand that half the people will be happy with the results, and the other half of the candidates will be unhappy with the results. But at the end of the day, we have honest and fair elections, and I would encourage everyone to take that same pledge as I have, to accept the will of the people.
All right, Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, we appreciate your time today, Brad. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.